Wow, Josie, the tiger, and the fish was just wholesome. It might be my favorite anime movie. Yes, maybe. Let's go. So, let's talk Josie, the tiger, and the fish. For one, I gotta say, the movie being animated by Studio Bones was just a good choice. Visually, it was phenomenal. It was amazing. This film is so beautiful to look at. I won't compare it to movies like Your Name or Weathering with You because the visuals in those movies are like far superior. But Studio Bones surprised me with this movie because the visuals were just amazing. You could see the world and it felt so nice. Like, I really like the visuals for this film. The soundtrack, on the other hand, we gotta talk about that because the soundtrack, especially the song by Eve, was just amazing. I really love Eve. Makes good music. Yes, great overall. Now let's discuss the story because the story actually intrigued me quite a bit. So we follow the story of a college student and of a young girl named Kumiko, also known as Josie, and then you have the university student Sumio. So Sumio is a university student who teaches scuba diving, and he ends up meeting Kumiko, aka Josie, on accident or by fate, you could call it if you want to. So they end up running across each other, yes, by accident, and the grandma asks him to be her caretaker because he needs the money, and honestly he obviously accepts it. And after struggling to get along with each other, Josie asks one simple thing from his caretaker: take me to the ocean, which he obliges. And then we start to see an interesting dynamic, an interesting friendship develop between both of them. As the movie goes on, they start to develop somewhat romantic feelings for each other. While they never directly state it, they do have feelings for each other, especially Josie, because Josie does start to show that she's actually in love with him. When Sumio takes Josie to his job, he ends up introducing her to his co-worker, and this actually gets Josie quite jealous because she likes him and she doesn't like the fact that Sumio is talking to another girl. And this makes her pretty mad, and they get into a little bit of an argument. Later on, the story keeps going, and then her grandma passes away. This causes a little shift between both of them, meaning Josie is just all alone now, and she ends up pushing her caretaker Sumio away. Following that, they get into a heated argument and then an accident in which Sumio ends up like Josie. He loses his goals, he loses everything he has. He can't walk, he can't do anything, and this makes Josie feel really bad. This puts her in a state of depression, if you would like to call it that. She just ends up feeling guilty for causing him to lose his goals, his dreams. And then we get the interesting story of Sumio, in which he ends up feeling down. He ends up giving up on his dreams. And I really like this dynamic. We focus on Josie throughout the first half of the story, and the second half of the story we end up focusing on Sumio, about how he's trying to move on with his life now that he's disabled. He's become like Josie. He knows what Josie feels like, and he doesn't like it because he liked having the feeling of walking, the feeling of doing whatever he can, and now he might never recover. And Josie feels really bad. A lot of stuff happens in the movie, and eventually they make up and they actually confess their love for one another, which was honestly pretty wholesome. Overall, the movie was amazing. I really liked the aspect of both of these characters. We focus on their flaws and what makes them human. I like what the movie was trying to teach us, that no matter how far you are, never give up on your dreams. Always continue to pursue them. And for Josie, I really like her story because she's always been stuck. She's always been trapped in the prison because she was born a certain way. Other people always looked down upon her. They made fun of her. She could never do anything. And since she lost both of her parents, she only had her grandma to take care of her. And after her grandma passed away, she had no one. She had her caretaker, Sumio. But then she found out Sumio was leaving. And this broke her. This made her feel all alone. And then we got Sumio's story of him just realizing, I like Josee. I understand how Josee feels. And they both rekindle their friendship and their love for one another. I just love the dynamic of both of these characters. Some of the other side characters, honestly, I could care less about the co-worker or the other co-worker. They were just there just to be there. But as a romantic film, I really liked it. There was a lot of funny moments. Like I said, both of the characters were just amazing. The visuals in this movie were phenomenal. I really like the fact that we focus on each of the characters and how they developed, how they saw each other, and how I ended up seeing the world through each other, especially the message at the film. I really liked it. And with the little park with the zoo, and how she was trying to overcome her fears by facing the tiger. Just amazing. I give this movie honestly an 8 out of 10. If you have not watched this film, I highly recommend you go watch it. Although by the time you probably watch it, it probably won't be in theaters. But hey, at least try to watch it, because if you like romantic films, this is your film for you. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos. And let me know what you thought of Josee the Tiger and the Fish. Is it your favorite romance anime? Because it might just be in my top 5. Still can't top Violet Evergarden, but I really liked it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And yeah, peace.